Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. This is our third lab for SFDV 3002, Introduction to Database. In this lab we will continue on creating tables, and we will add some more constraints on it and some more features. We will create table named student. This table will have an ID number, which is a primary key. Now here we define the primary key in line. After defining the attribute name and type, we directly define the constraint primary key. Now name varchar2, size 20, it's nullable, cannot be null. These two we have created before and showed in previous examples. Now I'm going to add address, which is varchar2 30 byte size. The new thing is that the default value, if the user who is inserting the data does not insert the value in address, the default value will be SUR. I will give it SUR as the default value for the address. Only if the user does not give the address for this student. Now phone number, which is number. The phone number usually is unique. We can't have two students with the same phone number. This is the unique value. We'll keep our student table at this range. Now table student created. Let's try some insertion for data. Insert into student. Now here I will define which attribute I'm gonna add. Only ID and name. If you can notice this, the ID is primary key, so it cannot be null. The name, it's not null. Address and phone can be null, so I can enter or insert data in student without inserting the address and phone. Values 10, add name Ahmed. Now what database management system will do? We'll insert the ID as 10, name as Ahmed, address it has default value, so it will be SUR. The phone number, it will be null because I haven't added any phone number. Now one row inserted. Let's try select all from student. The result 10 Ahmed and SUR. The address came from the default value. The user does not support the or give the address for this student. Now let's try another thing. Insert into student. The order is not important for the table, except that you need to define in which order you are going to apply the values. So first I'm going to insert name, then ID, then phone number, values, Salem 12 and 10. One row inserted. I'm gonna repeat the same thing, just I will add address, now I will change the primary key, but I will try to keep the phone as the previous one to see the evaluation of unique constraint. I'll try to run this one. It gave us unique constraint violated. It means we cannot enter this value because there is someone else with phone number 10. We need to change the phone number to 30, for example, and then we can insert this data. This is the first thing for today exercises. The second exercise will be having a composite primary key. Let's have create table course code as char with size 8. I use char instead of varchar because course code is always char. Okay, we'll see how to define the primary key after defining all attributes. Course name varchar 30. Then here I can define the primary key. I will say primary key. Which of the attributes are the primary key? It's only the course code. This is one thing. Table course created. Now let's try another table. Create table enrollment. For the enrollment, there will be a student ID, number, course code as char 8. It has to be the same as the primary key. We will use this as foreign key. And then semester, I will put it as char 4. Now which one is the primary key? In this table, all three are the primary keys. It's a composite primary key. This is an example of composite primary key. Primary key, student ID, and course code and semester. All these are the primary key. Now we need to define the foreign keys. The first foreign key is student ID, which references student table. The second foreign key is course code, which references course table. Now you can notice that the attribute names, the foreign key attributes names, are not the same as the primary key attribute name in the parent table. So the name can be different because it knows that when you reference a student table, it will reference the primary key in that table. Table enrollment created. This is the second thing in our lab today. Sorry. The other part is how to alter table. I've created my table. I want to add some column. I have a student table here with ID, name, address, and phone. I want to add an email address for student table. So what I will do, I will use alter command alter table. Which table is the student one? Add. I'll give it email as varchar2 size 40, and it's unique. If I run this command, the student table should now have it should have an email attribute. The second alter command let's try modify name and let's have it unique. Let's see if we can. Oh, that's a constraint. Now we cannot do that. Let's keep it. Change the size of it. Now table student altered. If you refresh this one, we will see the name. It was 20 byte, now it's 40 byte. This is the modify one. In alter also, we can drop column email. Now the student table, if we refresh it, the email is gone. So alter you can add, modify and drop. All the alter commands are for data definition language. Now if you have any value in student, I have values. If I want to delete the values but they keep structure of this table, I'll use delete from student. I can have condition also. Let's try with condition first. Where phone is null. One row deleted. If I refresh this, the first row, it has been deleted. If I want to delete everything from it, I'll just delete all from student, run the command, I've refreshed it, everything is gone from this table. This is it for this lab. We will meet in the second lab, inshallah. Thanks.